So, um, I am just here, and I've had quite a week, and yeah, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm in a very irritated state right now. Mostly because I'm just I feel like a lot of things are becoming very clear to me that I'm getting pissed off about because I'm just thinking about all the work that's been done, right, for healing. Yeah. I'm just thinking about all the work that's been done for healing. And I'm thinking about the history of the earth and the people who have been on it. And I feel like there has been a serious lack of accountability and honesty, at least out in the open, you know? I appreciate that everybody has to go through their healing journey in private and really work through their stuff, and we're all dealing with ancestral things that it's really hard and blah 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 blah. But we see the state of the world. We see what's happening to Black people. We see what's happening to Indigenous people. We see what's happening to poor countries, usually countries of color. We see what's happening. We see what's happening. We see who's being targeted. We see whose issues are ignored. And I'm really irritated with the spiritual community, especially with white witches, white spiritual people who swear to God that they're healing and swear that they're being, that they're high vibrational and all this bullshit. And I'm just like, what are you doing? What have you done to heal the ancestral trauma connected to slavery? What have you done? What have you actually done? I want to hear it. I want to know now. Because I'm starting to think that a lot of you are liars and you haven't done anything. And you haven't taken any accountability for your ancestors. And unfortunately, that's what we have to fucking do when we are incarnating and we're in a certain family. We have to take on ancestral trauma and we have to work through it and we have to break generational curses. And it's not enough for you to be breaking your dad, the abandonment issues of your dad. I'm so sorry that that happened, but Black people were enslaved for over 400 years. And Black people are still going through shit around the world. It's not just in America. On whole, Black people have been violently abused by white people. And I do not see what white readers are doing about it. I don't see what white spiritual people are doing. What are you guys doing? What are you healing? What are you actually doing? What work are you actually doing? I don't feel like you're doing anything. And I'm starting to get irritated. I'm starting to get really annoyed because, I've been having a really hard week. And I've been doing a lot of ancestral, generational work. I've been working through a lot. And I'm taking all this shit on. I'm feeling all these emotions. I'm thinking about my ancestors. And I'm thinking about all that they've been through. And I'm thinking about the fact that people have to come back. And past life trauma, even though you don't get to remember exactly what the fuck happened, you're still dealing with past life trauma and all of these things. And so you have to deal with it in your family. You still have to find a way to make it through, and you have to try and be accountable. And who decided that we are responsible for healing how other people hurt us? I'm pretty sure that was white people. I don't believe that that is something that is just an inherently spiritual law and that's what the souls are saying and that's what spirit is saying. No, I think that's bullshit. I think that white people decided that so that they don't have to be accountable. Because I'm what are you guys actually doing? You all talk about manifestation. You all talk about, choosing a positive mindset. It's mind over matter. All this bullshit. But you're looking we're all living in the same world. Yes, we're on different timelines. Yes, it's in different frequencies. Yes, you're checked out and you're in a high vibe or whatever the fuck. But do you really actually care about the progression of the earth? Do you actually really care about the progression of society and the progression of people? Do you care about people healing and people getting better and having a happier life? What energy are you living in? Are you selfish? Do you have any compassion? Do you think about anybody other than yourself and your own desires? Do you really? Because I don't feel like you do. Just based off the fact that you use your privilege and the ability to kind of sleep at the wheel while other people are taking on all of this trauma that has to do with the ancestral bullshit that was created and harvested, and these systems that were created by white people. And now you're all here, and you're going to Tibet, and you're going to India, and you're going to Tulum, and you're doing all these things to heal yourself, but you're not doing any actual real fucking work. You're not. You're not. You're not doing the ancestral work. Because you know how I know? Because I can feel that Black people are doing it. I can feel that we're taking on the burden of it. I can feel that there's not enough of it being divided and split. And it's pissing me off. I don't understand. I don't understand why there's the need to lie. You're lying to people about your spiritual journey. You're lying about the amount of growth that you're doing. Or you're lying about just how deep your awareness and your awakening goes. If you don't think that race is a humongous spiritual issue on earth right now, and if you're not doing everything you can to make sure that you are healing that part, and especially in your own ancestral line, I don't understand what you're doing. What is the point? What is the actual point? And it's just like, I'm getting infuriated for my ancestors because I'm just like, is this a joke? Is this an actual joke? Why is this the reality that we are living in, and people just kind of get to skate by and no one gets to be held accountable? If you're so aware and you're so awoken and you really are in this really high vibe energy where you're really just talking to God all the time, then why haven't I seen the results of your work? When I go on your channels, when I hear you speak, when I see a pick card reading, you're not talking about anything real. You're talking about a bunch of bullshit. And if you know that your base is mostly other white people, you guys should be talking to each other about what the fuck you've done. You need to be talking about your history, and you need to be getting real, and you need to be thinking about, oh fuck, how are we going to actually start to unpack all of this? How am I going to start to unpack the system of enslavement that I created? How am I going to start to unpack that I helped women get sexually abused? I helped Black women get sexually abused, and then I stole their children and I sold them into slavery with other people. How am I going to deal with the fact that I made families have sex with each other and sexually abused each other? I made other people oversee over each other. I hung people from trees. I whipped people until their skin tore. How am I going to start to deal with the fact that this is the history of my people? How am I going to deal with the fact that we colonized entire lands, even though you didn't have to do that? You could have just come to the land and we could have had community and conversations and worked together. Colonized these lands, brought these people famine and disease, brought these people down to their knees with violence that was unnecessary and uncalled for, and took over and created genocide and then erased them, and are now, now I have a little hashtag in my bio and I write a little message here and there, and I'm like, that's enough. And how am I going to deal with all this? Are you guys having these conversations? I don't actually know because I don't know what's going on with you, because at this point I'm super, super confused. And it's very, very hard, and I've really, really tried to be super compassionate and to be super loving, because I understand that trying to address this kind of history is no joke, Trying to address the history of being connected to slavery, of being connected to, some of the worst crimes of humanity have been done by white people. And on a whole, white people don't look at themselves. I mean, yes, you're going to slavery, but you're not really talking about your experience as a white person. You're talking about, your mom issues and things like that. And it's just you need to dig deeper, because the rest of us are digging deeper. When we're going to fucking therapy, we're having to talk about ancestral shit. We're talking about being haunted by the past. We're talking about the huge, deeply embedded trauma that's passed down through our wombs. We're talking about that Black women are still getting killed in hospitals. We're talking about the fact that Black people are getting killed on the streets and we all just watch it in school. We're all talking about these things that are very real, and you're talking about your bullshit. And I'm so sorry, I feel so bad for you, because I'm sure that it's incredibly hard to have to face your own demons. But I'm sick of the bullshit. I'm absolutely sick of the bullshit. And I think it's time to stop babying you guys. Like, there's no more time to pretend like everything is okay and like everybody's just on their own healing journey and, you know, we all have to do it with time and blah, 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 blah. No, 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 no. It's time to start being honest, and it's time to start really addressing the root issues. It's time to start addressing the root issues, and I feel like as more Black people, and I'm just speaking for Black people because I'm a Black person. I don't know what other people of color are feeling or thinking or whatever. But I know how I feel. I know how my ancestors are feeling right now. I know that I'm pissed the fuck off. You know what I mean? And I'm really ready for new roots to be laid and for karma to come in and really do its thing. Because karma has not been doing its thing because we take on a lot of the burden thinking that it's our fault. Yeah, but Black people are about to see a shift because judgment is happening. It's happening. We've all seen it happening. Black women readers have been picking up on it. I've been talking about this. We see a shift coming. And I need you guys to understand that this positive shift is not for you. If you're not doing the fucking work, stop lying. It's not for you. Like, this isn't the end of a cycle and now you're going into a really abundant time. No. Why would that be for you? You're not being honest with yourself and you're not being honest with the rest of us. You're not doing any of the work that you are actually being asked to do. You're doing everything but that. And then telling people about how they can live a better life and all of this bullshit, but you're fraudulent. And it's annoying. It's getting on my nerves. I'm annoyed right now. I'm very, very irritated. And I really try to stay very calm and peaceful and very open-hearted. But I'm realizing that I am starving the parts of myself that need to be heard. And I'm starving the parts of my ancestors that need to be spoken for. I have to stick up for them. We have been heartbroken. We've been abused. We have been violated. Like, crimes that you can't even imagine, can't even fathom. None of us really know what happened during slavery. And slavery is not even the only thing that has happened to Black people. But I'm just going to the most, in-your-face things so that we can understand exactly why we are where we are emotionally on Earth. It is not all of our responsibility. A huge portion of the weight falls on white people's shoulders. And you guys are, like, refusing to even look at it. You can't see yourself. You must not be able to. Because I'm super confused as to what work you're doing. You need to make it public. I need to see what you're doing. I need to see that you're doing something. I don't feel like you are. I feel like you're a bunch of liars. And you're pissing me off. And it's just like, stop pretending. Stop pretending. It's just so like, it's like a slap in the face. That's right. I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard to be kind and understanding. All I want for Black people is to be happy, and I want them to receive love. And the way that our souls have been starved, and the way that we suffer, and the way that our ancestors don't get to sleep. Ancestors who were here during slavery, still doing work to try and clear out shit that's not even our fucking fault because of these stupid ass rules that were invented by people who want to escape accountability. No longer. I'm not taking responsibility for your healing. There's no more ancestral work to be done on our side. Black people have done more than enough. The rest of you guys can figure out what ancestral work you need to do. We're not doing it anymore. And when you stop doing the work that's not your work to do, the universe is like, oh, they've stopped doing the work that's not their work to do. I guess we can come in and do the karma deliver the karma that needs to be delivered because Black people have moved on and realized that that's not their job. We've been doing something that's not our job, which is ancestral, because slavery is a forced position of labor. It's against your own will. It's not your fucking job. The hanged man continues to come out. Why do you think that is? Like, what, why do you think we're at the state that we're at? Like, holy, like, for Black people, I can say is there's going to be a lot of joy. There's going to be a lot of joy, a lot of deep love, and deep reunions. And it's going to be ancestral in a way that we deserved love and we deserved to be cared for, that we weren't in the past because of the cruelty of white people, the cruelty that white people today just do not want to really talk about. It's really not enough to be like, I acknowledge my privilege. Bitch, what is your fucking privilege in the face of the prison industrial complex system? What is your privilege in the face of indigenous girls and black girls being stolen and their organs being harvested? Like, what is your privilege in the face of slavery that's still happening in places like Libya? What is your privilege in the face of the domestic violence and the sexual violence that black women face and don't feel safe telling the justice system because we're not believed? What is your privilege? I don't give a fuck about your stupid ass privilege. I need you to dig deep. I need you to really go deep and look at yourself. Who are you at your bare bones? Who is your soul? Because what kind of soul is able to ignore the history of slavery at its core and really look at what they did to other people and really understand that that was you? Most of us are the incarnations of our own ancestors. Many of your ancestors were a bystander or deeply involved, and almost every single one of them benefited from the pain and the injustice and the inhumanity that was faced and waged against black people. And what have you done? What have you done? Like, it's just annoying, It's just annoying. Like, more than it is like, I've already cried so much, and I've already been angry. I was angry in my teens. I've cried a lot this year. Like, we've all cried. We all feel it. It's just, now I'm just annoyed with you guys because you get to lead in the spiritual communities, but you're bullshitting. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. You haven't done real soul work. You haven't done shit. You have not done shit. Show me what you've done. I want to see exactly what you've been healing. I want to hear the conversations you've been having with your ancestors. I want to hear those fucking conversations. I want to hear them. Because I don't fucking believe you. I do not believe you. Like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick. I'm just like, I'm sick and tired. And I'm actually getting physically sick. Do you understand, like, the weight of the karma and the trauma that black people have had to take on that isn't theirs, but they've taken on anyways because of trauma and the way that it will make you have no boundaries and the way that it will put you in positions that hurt you because you don't know how to protect yourself, you don't know how to care for yourself, you don't know how to love yourself because you've been stuck in a system and in a world for centuries that has told you that you are not a human being and you don't deserve any humanity and you don't deserve any love. I'm sorry that this makes you sad and I'm sorry that this makes you uncomfortable and you're scared and you don't know what to do. But like, why is that my problem? That is your problem. It's like you can't hear the truth. You can't hear the truth. No one can be honest with you. Like, it's a big cry fest every single time anyone tries to be honest. And it's just like, you guys, like, you refuse. You refuse to see the truth, and I'm simply sick and tired of us having to be the ones to ask you to do it. Like, I'm ready for the universe to come in and really bring the ass whooping that white people need spiritually. I'm ready for you to understand exactly how deep the well goes. And, it is what it is. It really is what it is. Happy for black people that we've been healing. I don't know what other people have been doing, but this is a reading. I mean, not a reading. This is just me ranting, but Spirit gives me cards of love, and then they give me the Tower. And I'm just like, yeah, we're ready for the Tower. We're ready, Spirit. You can bring that in whenever you want to bring that in, because we're done. Like, no more. I'm not bringing my children into a world where black people are still begging you guys to, like, acknowledge anything. I'm not doing it. I'm not pretending like you're doing anything for us. I'm not pretending anymore. And you know what? Shame on us for even doing that, I guess. That's on us. I'll take it. But it's over. There's new beginnings coming. And it's really, really over for y'all. At least for the hiding from your own history. Look in the mirror. Look at who you really are. Just look at who you really are, the high priestess. You need to go into your shadow. I don't feel like y'all, like, what? Do y'all even really be doing shadow work like that? What do you see? Like, what do you talk about? I'm just really questioning. I really, really, really want to know. I really want to know what goes on. Is it that you're so numb that you have no capacity to truly even feel the depth of what's happened? Or is it that you're ignoring it? Because you do understand that when you're ignoring it, you're leaving it to somebody else, right? Because we are a collective. And at the end of the day, we all feel the energy. And when Black people feel the energy, they take it on and they decide to do something with it because they just assume that it's theirs. And you can see that happening in what's happening in Black people's lives. And you know that's happening. And you know it's happening because you haven't done any fucking work. But instead of being like, oh, you know what? I think it's time that we really get real. I think it's time that we really, and you're talking about the climate, and you're talking about animals and all of these things that you pretend to care about. If you cared about the climate, you would talk about your ancestry. You would talk about your fucking history. You're the ones that got us here. It's your fault. So if you want to talk about how to heal the earth and how to make a better way and a kinder world and be more loving and all that bullshit, you need to look in the mirror. Stop talking to the rest of us. You need to look in the mirror. Talk to your own people. Talk to yourself. Talk to your ancestors. Ask them what the fuck happened. Ask yourself what the fuck happened. All of you swear you had past lives, and in your past lives you were never a white person. You were always Egyptian or something. Or you were Greek and you had no role. You never had a time when you were a slave master in the States. No, that was never it. You were always something else. You're a fucking liar. Stop lying. It's just becoming so ugly and disgusting. And it's so obvious that you're a fucking liar. Like, for fuck's sake. I'm sorry. Like, I just cannot. God. I'm pissed off. Clearly. I won't be like this forever, but I just had to get it out because, yikes, I mean, it's just disgusting. It really is. Like, you let us sit here and you let us suffer. You don't care. And you don't care. And that's how I'm like, is there evil happening right now? Do you have demons that you are not exercising? I think you do. And you're the love and light people. And you're all light workers. And you're a starseed. Fuck. I just like, spirit, tell me if I'm going too far, because if I am, I won't post this. Yeah, I'm telling the fucking truth. Tell me if I'm going too far. I won't post it if I am. But I'm just like, the Nine of Cups. Yeah, this is the truth. You guys need to hear it. This is the honest, brutal truth. And I'm saying this with actually so much love. Because I actually, truly want everybody to heal and everybody to be better so that we can all get better. Because I understand that the world is not, it's not like, oh, you're in a good place and like everybody else, oh, oops for them. No, everybody needs to be in a good place. We all have to be able to heal. We all have to be able to be honest. We all have to be able to look at ourselves in the mirror and ask, what actually happened? What did we do? What did we have a role in? What are we responsible for? How have we hurt other people? We all have to take accountability. Nobody's perfect. We've all done things, right? But on whole, when we're talking about collectives of people, you guys have no problem talking about divine masculine energy and all of the things that divine masculines have done and blah, 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 blah. When are we going to start talking about white energy and all of the things white people have done? And I need white people to talk about it. Black people stay talking about it. You guys don't watch our content or anything like that, so you don't know what's happening. Or you do know what's happening, but you ignore it. You just close your eyes and you're like, what? Da-da-da-da-da. Doesn't apply to me. Does apply to you. Absolutely applies to you. Only applies to you. It's just very disappointing, and I'm just sick and tired. I'm like at my wit's end. I'm at my wit's end because I'm just like, I can't believe there's even the nerve to try and make us deal with this when we've already been through so much suffering, and you're still gonna sit there and ask us to do more. Like, what's happening? What's really happening? You guys have lost it. We've lost it. change is coming in very, very quickly. And I just want everybody to be prepared for what kind of karma is being dropped off on your doorsteps. You know what I mean? Yes, we've all had, it's been very hard to be a human being on Earth no matter where you're at on the spectrum. You know, unless you're the super rich, at any other point in history, it was very hard to be a human being, right? And so nobody is saying that it's not understandable. And when you really think about it, Black people are incredibly kind and incredibly forgiving. And if you guys all started being honest about who you are and who your people are and what you've done and what karma you deserve because of that, you wouldn't find Black people being like, haha, yeah, bitch. Black people are very, very kind, very, very forgiving. We would all be very, very proud that you were even able to begin to have this conversation. But you're not doing it, and that's what's frustrating, that's what's infuriating. Because here I am knowing my ancestors are tired, knowing that they're overworking, even after all they've already been through. Knowing that they're still suffering, they're still dealing with this trauma. In the spiritual realm, there is no rest. There is no rest. And then here we are in the 3D still living with this, and meanwhile you guys are talking about how to get to the 5D, how to ascend. What are you doing? What are you doing? Because ascension, everybody, when we ascend, everybody goes. Everybody goes up, we all follow each other. We're a collective. But the energy is not going to change. It's going to get worse. Everything is a spectrum. When you ascend, you don't automatically get better. You just get to a different, higher frequency. But even a higher frequency is a spectrum. Higher frequency of good, higher frequency of bad. Like, I don't understand what we think is changing when we ascend. Like, what is this? What is your process of awakening? What's really going on? What are you awakening to? Like, what is your truth? I have to know. I have to understand. I have to understand. I don't understand. It's pissing me off. You talk about angels, you talk about all of these really sweet, loving energies that you're not embodying. It's not sweet and it's not loving to ignore your own history and to ignore the karma that you know you need to take on. Do the fucking work. You're not doing the work. You know that Black people are suffering because of a history and a system created by white people to keep them oppressed and keep them down. And sure, you guys post like little stories and Black Lives Matter posts and you go to a protest, but you're not exercising the law to create reparations. You're not doing anything to stop the criminal justice system. You don't really care. You're like tapped out and you're like, that's not my problem and I don't watch the news. It's entirely your problem. It is entirely your fault. Like, what do you mean? Like, what's happening? And it's not even, like, I'm not even talking to the white people who aren't spiritual, because I'm not really expecting anything. You know, at least those people are actually more honest. But the white spiritual people are the most upsetting, because you guys, like, exploit everything about spirituality that you say that you love and you say that you live for. You don't embody any of the things you talk about. You're not honest. You're not authentic. You're not genuine. You're not real. You're not being real with yourself. Be honest. Be honest, but you can't. You can't even look at yourself. You don't have the courage. You're not strong. You're not strong like Black people, and I hate that we even have to be like this constantly. It's not human. We should get to be weak. We should get to be angry. We should get to really, really need a break. We should get to be exhausted and absolutely over it. The way you guys do. You check out and you quit your job and you go to the blah, 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 and you go to Mexico or you go to Thailand or you go to Bali and you're doing all this. And it's just like, this is ridiculous. You're just running from your problems. And then you tell other people you can't run from your problems, you have to heal. And then you start like a goddess program. You talk about the divine masculine energy and divine feminine and balancing it out. You talk about manifestation. Like, And you think that because you understand these things that you must be spiritually sound. No, spirituality is accessible to everyone and everything because spirituality is everything and anyone. Spirituality simply is. You don't need to be a good person in order to be able to manifest. You simply need to understand what it takes. It was called Manifest Destiny in the United States for a reason. The expansion westward, that was called Manifest Destiny. White people are not unaware of magic, or they're not unaware of spirituality. You guys know it very well. You even have your own incredibly rich histories of spirituality that you could explore, but you don't like to talk about Celtic stuff. Instead, you're talking about the Mayans, and you're talking about the Incas, and you're talking about Egypt, and all of these things that don't fucking apply to you. I don't understand. I don't understand. You're lying. And it's like, at this point, it's not, like, who are you fooling? No one but yourself. And I'm tired, and the universe is tired. And I think Spirit is tired, because they're the ones that pushed me to do this fucking reading. I asked my ancestors, and they were, yeah, but Spirit was saying yes. Who are y'all talking to? What God are you talking to? And I'm not saying Spirit's not talking to you, because I'm sure Spirit is. Spirit is loving. Spirit understands, Spirit has empathy and sympathy and all of that. But we also have free will. And I think that you guys are exploiting that a lot more than you want to be honest about. You're using that free will to really not look at yourself, aren't you? Because the rest of us, when we say we're going into shadow work, that shit is not a joke, you know? It's not a joke. It's not just that I don't get to talk to my guides anymore and I'm feeling lost and confused and I don't know who I am. Shadow work it's fucking bullshit. It's a lot of deep shit that we still have no understanding of where the fuck it comes from. Because we don't know our past lives, and then you're like, oh, you have to go to the Akashic records to go to the... What the fuck? No, you don't. You make everything so inaccessible, and then you charge people, and you're like, pay me to teach you how to go get this and this and that. And it's like, oh, I studied this, and I was a goddess into it, and blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. And you make every alien starseed look like a white person, and you give all of these angelic entities white names, and it's just like you just erase every history and all of these facts possible. And then sometimes you credit where you get certain practices from, but then you don't do anything to help the people who have been exploited and their country has been overrun and they're in poverty because of the way that their culture and their systems and resources have been exploited. But you're using that, and now you're a millionaire. And now you have all this money and you're teaching people how to manifest just like you, and you're at the beach. And it's like, what is fucking wrong with you guys? What is going on? What is going on? Like, I feel like I'm in a circus and I'm just watching people, you know, go round and round and try to convince me that they are awakened. It's so annoying. It's insulting. It's very insulting. The High Priestess. I'm not telling no lies. A spirit hasn't given me one card to tell me to stop. Like, I wonder what the African goddesses have to say. It's very annoying. This whole free will thing, you guys have really taken advantage of it. Because in terms of divine intervention, like, things can only go so far. Intuition. Pleasure. For Black people, it's got to get creativity. All of these things that we still have despite it all. The truth. I'm just very annoyed with you guys right now. I'm not going to lie. And I still have an immense amount of love. And I still know many white people who I love and care for very deeply. And there's white readers that I watch on YouTube that I love. But I'm just like, I need to know what you're doing. I need to know if you're being honest about what's happening in your spiritual journey. I need to know what you're capable of really working on. I need to know. Just at least be honest about whether you can do what you say you can do. Whether you're doing the work that you say you're doing, and at what extent. How deep are you going? You know what I mean? Because do you understand how exhausting ancestral trauma is to work through? Do you understand how hard it is? Do you understand what we're dealing with right now? I don't feel like you do. I really don't feel like you do. Yeah. There's a new season coming in. All I can say is that I want the best for Black people, and I want honesty, and I want the truth for white people. I want you to really, really, really be honest. I want you to heal. I want you to be honest. Just be honest. We can all handle it because, well, we've all been being honest, right? We've all been doing the work. I'm just not quite sure you have. I feel like you've been lying. And it's just kind of annoying, seeing as you guys are running the spirituality space right now. It's really, really, really interesting. Very, very interesting. Secrets revealed. I just, the wounded healer, Sekhmet. You better know her name. Goddesses, are there any, what is there left to say? I don't know what to say. I've had these conversations with my sisters. I've already been so irritated, feeling safe. It's time for Black people to feel safe. It's time for Indigenous people to feel safe. It's time for people of color to feel safe. Well, that's what it feels like has been happening. It's just time for some vulnerability. It doesn't mean that, you can't move forward. It doesn't mean that this is something that we can't move past as human beings. I believe in the expansiveness of humanity, and I believe in the hearts of people. I believe that, as much trauma that we're holding on to and that we're carrying, I believe that white people have an ability to truly heal and truly be accountable and truly do whatever work it takes to unravel the spiritual violence that they have taken on against other people, other groups of people on this earth, and exploited. And it's not just against other people. You've also exploited animals. You've also exploited the earth herself, going out into outer space, and now you're exploiting that. There's been a lot. There's been a lot. And I'm tired of having the conversations to be like, hey, you guys are doing a lot, and you're not healing, and you're not doing, it doesn't seem like you're doing a lot of ancestral work. I'm really not sure what's going on with your ancestors. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But I'm really, really, really tired. We're really, really, really exhausted. And here's liberation. It's time for liberation. And that doesn't mean that you guys, this is liberation for you. Really being honest and really being able to see yourself in your history and really talk to your ancestors about what happened, that will be liberating. Not just for us, but for you. It'll be liberating for you. You're holding on to a lot. I'm holding on to a lot because I really can't, I don't believe that you're doing any of the work that you say you're doing. So at this point, I believe that you're lying, you're faking it, and the masks need to come off. These are the cards that are coming out. I'm not picking these cards out. This is what Spirit's saying. This is what the goddesses are saying. Yeah. It's time to shine a light on the truth, okay? On what's been hidden. Because we all already know, so if you just kind of talk about it, I think it will bring so much peace and clarity, truthfully. We're entering into the season of the divine feminine. We're entering into the season of pleasure, of celebration, of abundance, of reaping what you sow. Of harvest, giving and receiving, balance, soul forgiveness. It's time to forgive. It's time to forgive. But in order to forgive, you have to acknowledge history and you have to ask for forgiveness as well. Do you speak to our ancestors, and do you make any offerings? Do you do anything to heal those situations and those dynamics? Are you getting vulnerable? Have you really spoken to the earth about what role white people as a whole, because you are a collective, just like black people are a collective. Like race, it's not real, but in terms of how it exists on earth, yeah, it is. It affects us. It's very real in terms of how it exists on earth. So pretending like it's not and therefore not dealing with that is really like, it makes no sense. It's nonsensical. And it's a betrayal. And it's even more of a betrayal when you call on our cultural practices and our spiritual practices, but then you disrespect our goddesses because you disrespect our people and you disrespect the history. It is actually insane the amount of audacity you have. And I think it's because of a certain amount of numbness that you've taken on, but it's time to wake up. It's time to surrender to the truth. You're living in a state of scarcity. You're living in a state of scarcity. You're depriving yourself of true joy. You're depriving your soul of their true desire, which is to shed all of this bullshit and just be real so that we can get back to the grounding, get back to ourselves, and really start to find what makes us human in the ways that are powerfully forgiving and powerfully loving. But we're not going to move into that space as a collective if a whole huge portion of the collective doesn't want to look at themselves, doesn't want to look at their history, doesn't want to do anything. You, like, as nations of people, you're not moving your countries to do reparations. You have allowed so much bullshit to happen, and you don't do anything about it. You do nothing. Like, look at what has happened to Haiti. The first black country in North America to break free of slavery. Look at what the state of Haiti is. What have any of you done? What type of spiritual work have any of you done to try and deal with that? What advocacy work have any of you done to deal with that? It is your responsibility. Yes, it is. It is your responsibility. Like, what the fuck? It's like the rest of us have to deal with all of this shit, and it's all of our responsibility, and we all... but for white people, it's like, oh no, like that was my aunt, and I feel bad about it, and I'm so sorry, but like that wasn't me, I'm a good person. What? It's not making sense. It's not logical. You're not being logical. Use your brain. Because your heart, I don't even know where that is. I don't even know what's happening. I don't know what's happening there. I don't know what you guys talk about with your chakras balanced and all. Because like, is it? Because like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening because I don't see the work being done. I don't feel the work being done. If the work was being done, I feel like Spirit would give me a sign. Yeah. Cut the cords. Celestial alignment, the wounded healer. Sekhmet continues to come out. Do you know the story of Sekhmet, the goddess Sekhmet? She's a mother, she's a protector. Hold on. And we have etheric cords and brazen. And then we have Atet, worthiness, and Mamalambo, self-sabotage. And it is like you self-sabotage your own worthiness, because white people have contributed really cool and exciting things to society and to humankind. It is not like you guys are inherently horrible people who have nothing to offer, but there was a violent reaction that you had to difference, and you really dug your feet in. And instead of, now that we are in a place where we're kind of leveling out, in terms of access and ability and movement and power, now that you have the time to really take a step forward, not backwards, take a step forward and really speak the truth and apologize en masse and really ask, what will it take? What will it take? And you're not like, you need to be asking the other spiritual communities. You need to be asking our ancestors. You need to be asking our goddesses and all the people and all of the cultures that you take from. You need to be asking what it will take, and you're not asking. And instead, you're out here trying to manifest this and that. And I'm just like, but what is even the energy of your manifestations? Because it's rotten to the core if you're not being honest. And I say this with a lot of love. I really, really do. Hmm. I really do want the best. I want the best for everyone. I want the best for us all. I think that sometimes it's just tough love, you know? Sometimes we just need a little bit of tough love. And this is that. Nobody wants to give up on white people, you know? We just want honesty. At least that's what I want. I'm not going to speak for everyone. I just want honesty. I'm not one for, I don't want anyone to be left behind. And I don't believe that we can do it, that, you know, a certain group of us can live happily and then everybody else, you know, is suffering. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in hierarchies. I don't believe in that way of existing and incarnating. I want a better world for everybody, because I know that when everybody is happy and everybody is having a better quality of life and everybody is being kind and operating from their heart, from their true heart space, and truly being honest and truly doing the work and truly healing others and being open and compassionate and empathetic to others, we create a safer, better world. And that's also how we contribute to healing our earth and this planet. But there's just been a real lack of honesty. A real lack of honesty. And you really need to look in the mirror and ask yourself if this applies to you. You really, really do. You really need to be honest with yourself. Have you really been doing the work? Have you really been doing the work? You know, just be honest. Please. Yeah. Miracles are coming through. Soul forgiveness. Liberation. Same things. Harvest keeps coming out. We see a lot of the same cards. Oh! It's positive energy for most. And I think for all in the end, is the Empress. Just, you know, with some honesty, things will be a lot better, if you ask me. If you ask me, some honesty will really do everybody good. Okay, Spirit. Is there anything else I need to... Oh, wait, no, hold on. The Mother of Swords. The Mother of Knives. Yeah, because right now I feel harsh, and I don't want to be mean. I really do love. I really just see. I saw Ivy. Really, really, really do. I'm saying this because I don't want you guys to get stuck in a pattern that you really can't break because you're not willing to be honest with yourselves. You know, we all have to do this work. It's not fucking easy. It's not easy. Like, it's not easy to look at yourself and to look at the history of your people as a collective and see what's happened and take accountability, you know? Because you're like, oh, well, that wasn't me. But, like, sorry, you know? This is the way things are, I guess. This is what you decided. Who was it that invented all these things around you heal your own hurt? It wasn't us. Death, darkness, inner healer, womb. It's time to connect. I think that divine feminine energy, that death and darkness energy, and obviously with the womb, but it's going to be healing on physical levels, but also emotionally. Looking into the darkness and realizing that it's not scary. All of you have this affront to dark energy, and it's like, why? And how do you know that you're, like, so many of, like, the thought patterns are very racist. But all of you have this affront to dark energy. It's always love and light. Always love and light. I think it's time to just talk to your ancestors. Just pray. Pray about it and really go on a spiritual journey and ask Spirit to really take you to the root. Take you to the root. And please, be honest about what you would like to work on. Do some collective work. Stop focusing on just yourself. I don't know. I mean, Spirit, tell me if I'm out of line. I mean, you know. I never want to speak on something I'm out of line for, but I didn't want to make this video. I was like, I don't want to be in this energy, but I have to advocate for my ancestors, and you guys aren't going to do it, so, you know? It's just like, and it's crazy, because I have so much love, like, I really do, like, I'm angry, and I'm upset, and I'm annoyed, and I'm mad, and I'm hurt, and I'm in pain, but ultimately, I really just want things to be better for everybody, so I'm just like, let's just deal with it. Let's just look at it head on, you know? Let's just be logical. Let's just be logical. We have to address this. We have to address it. We can't keep avoiding it. Come on. Come on. We have to balance it out. And it's going to be so healing. I really do think it'll be so healing. But, like, you have to look at it. You have to look at it. The state that we're in. Look at the state we're in. Look at the state we're in. Okay, any more messages? Mother Earth. Forest tears. Death, the spirit of the self, inner healer, seer, prayer. Prayer, seer, spirit of the self. I think there might be some tower energy happening, which is good because towers, you know, they tear down things and create a new beginning. There's going to be some internal healing that's going to be happening once you, well, I don't think you really have a choice in whether you decide to see the truth or not, but there's going to be some balancing out of the darkness and the light, because there's just been such this vilifying of dark energy and low vibrational energy, and it's just like, okay, like the racist connotations are just getting so out of hand, you know, and I've already spent so much time on my YouTube channel talking about that, and I'm already like, I'm over it. I'm ready for my joy, you know, I'm ready to bring in joy, ready to bring in abundance, ready to really, like, gift my ancestors and just live a happier time and a happier life, and I'm ready for that to happen for all Black people. Yeah, I'm ready to really shine a light on us. And shine a light on the truth and really have reconciliation with the past in a way that is really just and really honors what our people went through. I just want some honesty, you know? Just some honesty, just some one-on-one truth. Let's look in the mirror. Let's look at our reflection as a whole, as a people. Let's just be honest. I think that Black people are divine. I think that their strength is incredible. I think that we have miracles in abundance coming on because of the way that we continue to forgive you guys, even though you really do nothing for us. You don't do anything to help us. Like anything. And we just keep going. And it's just so incredible, but also sad. You know? It's a lot to ask of a group of people again and again, and you can see the way that it's had its effects on us, but it's okay because, you know, healing is already coming for our people, and I think that truth and true awakening is coming for you guys. And I'm excited for you to receive that because I'm excited for the process of healing that it will ultimately bring you, and joy and the ending of a lot of generational curses and cycles that you're living through of just being completely blind. Like, ignorance is bliss and just not dealing with the issue. You know, I'm excited for you to deal with the issue. Oya, storms. I want nothing but, it's nothing but love. It's nothing but love. And I'm being dead ass. Like, I really, like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. As much as you give, you will receive. Right? As much as you give, you will receive. And what are your true desires based on what you truly do for others? What are your true desires? What are you really manifesting? You need to surrender to the truth. What have you harvested? What kind of seeds have you planted? What is your soil like? What is the water like that you're using to water your seeds? Think that, it's time for us to speak up and be honest and cut the cords and kind of stop babying you guys. I think that we really baby you in terms of how much accountability that you have to face. And we're just like, oh no, it's okay. And it's not okay. And no more. It's time to grow up and take accountability for your actions on whole. And like retweeting a tweet is not good enough. And like donating to one person's, GoFundMe is not good enough, and following a bunch of Instagram accounts. You need to actually do the work. I need to see like real like spiritual change. Like what is going on? Like where are the altars and the dedications to people's ancestors? Where's the real work? Like the rage is deep. The tiredness and the exhaustion and the exploitation is deep. Where is the real sorrow? It's like offensive. It really is, because it's like, do you really not? But I don't want to keep digging into this, because I feel like Spirit is like, I feel like I said all I could say like 30 minutes ago. Worthiness. Well, it is about whether we feel like we're worthy. And whether you feel like you're worthy. Do you feel like you're deserving of healing? This is not a fun life, to live in such numbness, lack of awareness. Attacked. 14. And you are worthy of healing. You are worthy of love. I do want that to be clear. This liberation will bring pleasure, and it will be grounding to Black people. I don't know what is happening I'm not sure what's going to happen for, but I think that soul forgiveness will be very, very good, and I think that soul forgiveness comes with telling the truth, just being honest. And honestly, you find that really the hardest demons that you're battling are inward. I'm sure you guys know that, because I know that there's healing work that you do, I'm not sure if it's on the level that it needs to be at. Like, I'm really honestly feeling like there's certain things that you have numbed yourself to in the spiritual realm at the point where you're not, like, it's almost like it's inaccessible. Like, I feel like Spirit has to come and, like, break a spell so that you can start actually feeling the gravity of the weight of what you've contributed to Earth and what you've contributed to other people's lives and what you've contributed to other animals' lives, and like the way that you guys have really, really, really been horrible and cruel and mean and inhumane. I feel like there is like some type of thing on, like there's like a spell that's just been cast that has like been blinding. Yeah, I feel like there's been some blinding. There's been like a blinding of emotions, a numbing of emotions, like a removal of certain things. Even the way that this narrative about the ego and the shadow is that these are things that you need to kill, and the ego death and all these things. And I'm just like, during slavery, like they tried to kill off Black people's ego, right? The thing that would protect them and help them understand their own humanity and what they deserve. And even this conversation that the soul has no ego. Who said that? Who said that? As above, so below. We are made in design and in the same understanding of, in our core, of what it is to exist as a soul. Our soul has a soul body. our soul has its own personal, I guess what you would call spirit, and they also have their own ego. But I think that one of the problems is that I think that with this numbing, it's like an erasure of the emotions and the ego. And the ego helps you feel, and it helps you feel the good as well as the bad. And I think when you have tried to ascend to such a level of not feeling anything so that you don't ever have to adjust or address certain issues, it has brought you to a place of being just completely unaware and in disregard for the truth of the matter. It's time to go on a journey. The ancestors are out. Okay, Spirit, hold on. I hope you can feel that I really am delivering this with love. I know I'm getting annoyed, and I'm sorry. I don't mean to be, don't want to hurt you. I'm just, because I can imagine that this is very, very difficult. I can imagine that this is very, very difficult to have to address. You can do it. It's going to be very, very difficult, but you can do it. And there will be healing. After the 3 of Swords is the 4 of Swords. Rest and recovery. There will be healing, but you've got to be honest. You've got to tell the truth. We've got to complete this cycle because we don't deserve to keep suffering because you guys can't handle the truth. It's time. And it's okay. It's going to be okay. But it's time to really look at the world and what's happened and look at responsibility, and do the work. We've been doing the work. Okay, Spirit, is there any more messages? Because I don't want to drone on and on, say the same thing again and again. I keep seeing justice. There's no need to be afraid. Everything's going to be okay. It's about the Fool. It's about being able to start again. You can't start again if you're always holding on to the past. One of the reasons why it's so hard to have liberation movements and to have revolutions is because the big group of people that we need to let go of the past aren't letting go of the past because they haven't even looked at it. And there's a lot of it to look at now, So it's okay, come on, it's time to take off the mask. It's time to take off the blindfold. Let's see. Let's see what's going on under the covers. Let's pull it all out from under the rug and just deal with it. And please don't ask for our help because we've already done a lot of work and it's our time to embrace joy and pleasure and abundance and peace and prosperity. And it's your turn to really just deal with what you've created. Okay? Yeah. It's been a lot of lies and deception. A lot of lying to yourself. A lot of lying from your own family. Sorry. I know that that's probably really hard. I don't lack empathy. I promise you that. I do not lack empathy because I understand that when things build up for this long, it's very hard. It's very, very hard to deal with. But you don't want this type of world for your kids. You don't want this type of world for the future. You want Earth to heal, I would hope. You've got to start looking at the tough stuff. And I know it's scary to feel like you're going to get canceled or whatever, but, you have to do the work. You know what I mean? You don't have a choice at this point. You don't have a choice because we're not doing it for you anymore, and we have been. When I tell you we've been doing the work for you, we've been doing the work for you. You guys really don't have any idea, do you? But I'm starting to feel like you really don't. I don't feel like we're on the same page at all. I feel like whatever spiritual journey you're going through is not at all what we're going through. I feel like whatever awakening you're having is something that we had, a gazillion thousand years ago. It's time for you to contribute to this movement in a way that's actually helpful by unlocking the past and bringing it out the closet and putting in the work. The Eight of Wands. And you do have the capacity to do so. And the Two of Wands. The Ten of Wands. Six of Wands. There's just this reconciliation and this healing of the past. Here's the ancestors again. Yeah, we're walking away from all that trauma. We're walking away from the Five of Knives, the Five of Swords. Here's that change. Caroline coming in again, Wheel of Fortune. The wheel is turning. Doors are being unlocked. Doors to the past, doors to the future. Courting. The Lovers continues to come out. I don't know, there's like a lot of love energies, a lot of positive energy, as much as there is like truth energy. I've seen like the Two of Cups a couple of times, seen the Lovers a couple of times. I'm like, I feel like good things are really on the way to those who wait. Oh my God, I said to those who wait, and then here is the Hanged Man. And I feel like good things are on the way to the ancestors, which I'm happy about. I really am. My heart feels so much lighter. I'm sorry I had to yell at you guys. I really hope you could take this message with love and understand that it is going to ultimately be okay. It's going to be okay. We've just got to do this healing work. We will not be here to do it with you because you have to do it on your own. It's your responsibility, and you can't put that on us. But we will be here to watch and let you know that, we've all been there. Not in this way, because this is a uniquely white problem, but we have all had really, really difficult histories and complex histories to address, In many of our own ways, we all have things to really work through, and it's a lot of healing, a lot of rest, a lot of confrontation. But ultimately, it leads to release and new beginnings and being able to move forward. Yes, it takes strength, but you have the strength. Divine timing. Yeah. You may not have us to lean on, but you do have spirit. You have the universe. They'll help you out. They will help you work through this if you ask for help. But ask for help about what really needs to be worked on and what really needs to be addressed, rather than focusing on manifesting like whatever abundance you want. You know what I mean? Because it's like an abundance of what? What is coming, Yeah, you really need to be manifesting other people's happiness. You could, like, at the least you could do, like, I just want to know what, okay, but let me just move. But this Four of Wands came out, which I'm taking as a beautiful sign. And then there's the Ten of Swords. Yes, release, let it go, let it out. I know it's hard, but we've got to let it go. And it will ultimately be for the best. Truly, truly, truly. Okay, Spirit. I'm going to pull one card from here, one card from the other deck, one card from the other deck. And these will be the final messages. What do you want to say to the white folks who I was just talking to? Anything you want to say to the white folks? Anything you want to say to the white folks? Anything you want to say? Will they be aware? Anything, Spirit? I'm not sure Spirit has much. Oh, Five of Swords. So, and then you have the Hierophant. So just, truth coming out. Yeah, and I feel like you'll just be dealing with a lot of ancestral generational work to do. You have the Emperor, Five of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, and then the Law, Emperor. What do you think that justice would be in this circumstance? How can you create change? How can you change history? You know, how can you take about accountability and reclaim your power over what you can do to help others, right? You're not powerless. What can you do to be responsible? You have the ability, but you don't want to have your independence taken away, and you don't want to have your comfort and your security taken away because you were unwilling to face history and you pushed other people to do the work that you didn't want to do, you know? You let yourself be willingly blind to things that really needed to be discussed and things that really needed to be healed on spiritual levels and work you needed to be doing yourself to be healing and contributing to this collective empowerment and this collective rejuvenation because you just weren't willing to really talk about it in its full depth. And that's all we really want to do at this point. We all know there's no time machine. We're not going back. But we deserve the truth. We deserve honesty. We deserve clarity. We deserve apologies. And Black people deserve their justice. You know? And I guess the universe will decide what that looks like because they're in charge of karma. But, you know, you can do what you can. You don't have to sit around. You don't have to be blind to it all. Okay, sorry, Spirit. Anything else before I move on to the next deck? I know I said that was the last one. What can they do? What can they do to be more honest? The grandchildren keep coming out. Just like you want to make sure, and you know, maybe that could be a positive thing. Like you want their strength, courage. Even though the cat in that one is a little, you know, and then there's the Hanged Man. All right. Positive energy, you know? Positive energy. You want to, you know, be mindful. Because what you do also affects the people who come after you, not just the rest of us, but your own family as well. And you want to protect the souls who don't know what's going on, you know, as they come into this place. You know? So do what work you can to be healing, to be doing, you know, to bringing in justice where you can. Just take accountability where you can. Divine lineage. What are you talking about with this divine lineage? I don't know why I'm feeling so good all of a sudden. I really have like a lot of positive energy. Oh, there's good juju. Radical rebirth. Sacred lust. Good juju. Rage. Feel the excitement and liberation. Here she is again. Lots of good energy coming in for the Black people. And maybe probably other groups as well. I'm definitely believing Indigenous people as well. Lots of healing coming in for us, which I'm happy about. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, you know, because I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. It's been hard out here. It's been very, very difficult, and I'm just kind of like, I feel like we're at the end, so I'm like excited and like I'm like, oh my god, a weight is off our shoulders. But it has not been easy, you know, and I just don't feel like you guys are being honest. Grounding and awakening. Yes. It's gonna be okay though. It's gonna be okay. Just, you know, do the work when you can. Do the work. Worthiness keeps coming out. Oh, that's what I was gonna read that for you guys. I just forgot. I turned to a set and it was whose name is a set. Yeah, sorry. And surrender. Let it all go. Say aloud now, I surrender. These words cast a spell. Breathe them in. Release control. Stop bonding around struggle. Hand the keys to the divine. Allow spirit to carry you and fill in the gaps. You don't have to figure it all out. God/goddess has your back. Have faith in where you are in this moment. Everything I need to know finds me at the perfect time. Sorry. Okay, sorry, I was gonna look at worthiness. I keep having all these things. Okay. Great goddess Atete, queen of the gods, is a fierce protector of women and girls for the Oromo people of Ethiopia. Stop hiding, shrinking, and playing small. Stand tall like the majestic sycamore tree. You are mighty. Life does not need to be perfect for you to embrace your own perfection. You matter. Worthiness is your veins. Accept yourself now. And your birth certificate says that we need your overflowing magic, joy, and vulnerability. And most importantly, we need you. You are deserving and worthy. The beautiful parts of you that everyone likes are worth loving. The parts that you like, that you or others dislike, are worth loving too. The Creator loves you unconditionally. I matter. That's a beautiful message. That's a beautiful message. And you do matter. And I do feel like a lot of where white people's cruelty for others and, lack of care for other people comes from a deep, wounded lack of self-love, a deep wounded self-hate that comes from not feeling good enough. And I think that it is related to many things, but this inferiority complex, you've got to understand that you are worthy and you are deserving of love as well. And when you can really love yourself, then you can begin to love others and also be honest about the ways that your lack of self-love led to the degradation of society. And yet we still managed to bring it all back together. But please, you guys, please begin to do the work. If not for us, then for yourself. Brazen just keeps coming out. Spirit, okay, any messages for the Black people? I'm going to read Brazen. I already know what Brazen is about. Truth, creativity. Oh, goodness gracious. Grief. Can you please, what's it called? Yeah, and there's a lot of grieving that we need to do. But there's also a lot of grieving that you guys need to do. There's a lot that you lost out on because of, the ancestral history. A lot of relationships that could have been built, connections that could have been built, stability that could have been had that was lost for the sake of progression. Even though it's like progression towards what, Grounding. Creativity. Oh, yeah, no more self-sabotaging our own creativity. Fearless love. And even self-sabotaging your own creativity. I'm talking to white people. Self-sabotaging your own creativity. Because when you're in an energy of such withdrawal, you can't really connect to all that your soul is possible of unlocking. What parts of Source are you connecting to? Source is a spectrum as well. Spirit is a spectrum. We all reflect Spirit. You as well. So, what part of Spirit are you connecting to? And maybe you want to just get a little bit more expansive into the pool of Spirit that you're reaching from. Same with the pool of emotions that you're reaching from. Reach into love. Expand your understanding of love and how capable you are of that. See your worthiness. Oh, okay, Swache. You may know the great ancestress Salche, or Saharte, or Sarah Bartman. the woman forced to perform as the Hottentot Venus in 19th century London. But before that, she was Sache, a Cocoan girl in South Africa who deserved better. Protect your magic. Your heart is your own. Your body is your own. Your mind is yours. Your truth and story are your own. Be rooted to your truth. Create healthy boundaries. Your energy is unsteady. Breathe. Come into the present. Say out loud, I am here. Trauma, stress, overwhelm, anxiety, and fear disconnect you from your body. Grounding keeps you present. When you feel rootless or unsettled, come back to your breath. Meditation and breath work are grounding. Try earthing, connecting your feet to soil. Free writing, clapping, stomping, and rubbing your hands together are all grounding. I am firmly planted and deeply rooted. I think that's a message for everyone, but that did come out when I was asking about Black people. Which makes sense because, trauma really does unground you. Trauma leaves you feeling completely broken and detached. Okay, here was another message for Black people. Ancient Earth Mother Allah is the foremost Igbo, Alusi, deity. Goddess Allah oversees motherhood, fertility, and the afterlife. After death, humans return to the womb of Allah, replanted in the soul to reincarnate. Give spirit your grief. Bawl it out, wail it out, cry it out, sob, shriek, shed tears, surrender it. You are holding unprocessed grief. Yes, we are. You want to skip over it and get back to normal. But grief doesn't go away because you ignore it. The only way to healing is to walk through it. Losing a loved one is the ultimate heartbreak, but you also experience grief after breakups, job loss, and disappointments. Self-love and self-care are required. Ask for support. Be gentle with yourself. I am supported by my loved ones, those who are seen and those who are unseen. That's beautiful. And then we have Oshun here with Fearless Love. And Joy right under there. So yeah, thank you if you're able to listen to this and really take it in, I know it's a hard pill to swallow, but, all these messages were delivered with love, and I feel like Spirit is very kind and understanding that the human experience is hard, and people have been traumatized, and people react to trauma the way they react, and some people are in a state of survival, and so, it is what it is, but, just, really try and do the work, you guys, because it's not cool to let other people do your work for you because you're unable to connect. So, yeah, accept, surrender. Is there any last messages? No one has time to set aside. Admit that I'm right. Oh my God, that's what that song was about. Denying me, really surprising. I couldn't hide you. I thought you liked me, but now I just don't know what did I get on. Where did all your feelings go? I thought we were taking it slowly. I thought you were waiting on me, just like that. You turn your back on everything you ask of me. Okay, so the mountain, karmic debt, warrior woman, and sacrifice. This is all okay, It's a mountain. It's a very, 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 very long and stressful journey to work through ancestral trauma that goes back that deeply. The mountain talks about like a big obstacle and having to work through it. Now it's going to take a while and it's quite the long trek, but when you get over it, you get over it and you get to another side, you get to a new beginning. We all know what karmic debt is. I'm sure that, the people who are going to resonate with this video, whether they want to admit it or not, are holding on to some. And that's okay because we all have karmic debt. Unfortunately, we really do be inheriting the stuff of our past lives. So that it is what it is. But it doesn't mean that you have to live in that energy. You don't have to live in the energy of the betrayal. You can move past it. And being a warrior woman in this sense is being strong enough to admit where you will now need to make sacrifices in your life due to the systems that you exploited for centuries, if not thousands of years. And those sacrifices will ultimately be for the best. Because in the end, it will mean that you no longer are holding on to a bunch of things that didn't belong to you anyways. You're holding on to stolen goods, And it's just kind of like it's only a matter of time before they are returned to their rightful owner. Fern, negative toxic energies around you. 9, the end. The end. You have the Gatherer coming out a lot. I don't know if that's for you or if that's for Black people, to be completely honest with you. Spirit, I'm just going to leave it out. But, who is the Gatherer for? Just like that, you turn your back. I do everything you ask of me. Just like that, I take you back. And I still fuck with you so passionately. Don't act like you don't know. I don't show whenever you call. Ooh, don't act like you don't know. I don't go above and beyond to you. Above and beyond to you. Okay, here's this. This is the Gatherer card. I think this is for white people. Our ancestors' connection to Mother Earth was primal and constant, not the luxury or once-in-a-while practice it is today. The earth provided direct and essential nourishment, growth, and healing to the people who roamed its surface in a very immediate and personal way. Every seed planted held the potential to sustain the life of the community. Every fruit harvested was a blessing, one more resource to carry the community through cold, barren winters. Those who were tasked with gathering knew how to provide for their people. Gatherers knew the importance of using resources wisely, but also truly valued the beauty and abundance of the land. Now is the time to gather your resources and to keep them close at hand. You are abundant at this time and should celebrate your prosperity. However, you must be sure to prepare for winter. Like the earth, you will go through seasons of harvest and scarcity. We saw both of those come out. Cycles of abundance, then drought. Remember to fill your spiritual, mental, and physical reserves while you have more than enough. That could mean resting more when you have extra free time, or saving unexpected financial windfalls. Unforeseen challenges cannot be avoided, but they can be easier to manage when you have something to fall back on. Okay. Yeah. Just, whatever that just said. Gather your resources, be grateful for the abundance that you've had and the luxury that you've had, and be prepared to meet that same energy when it comes in its, opposite and parallel. And if you can prepare now, spiritually, mentally, financially, physically, emotionally, it will make it easier. Oh God, not harder. It'll make it easier. I don't think that any karma is ever meant to be like a full-on punishment. It's just meant to teach you why certain things are wrong. The ancients came out again. This Sunday or reverse. I would say to talk to your spiritual team. I really wonder what they're saying. I don't know how many white people this will resonate for. I don't know who's being honest. I really don't. I don't know who I'm speaking to. But surrender to the alchemy. mask coming out again. Cosmic High. Shame. Cosmic High. Alrighty. All is well, all is well. All will be okay in the end. We had to have this conversation sometime. Oh, do you want to give a song? I don't really have a lot of, like, most of the songs in my playlist are, look at my music, very positive, like, never heard even that song before. And now the sun is rising, another long walk back home. There's just so many faces, but no one I need to know. In the dark, I can't fight it. I fake till I'm numb. But in the bright light, I taste you on my tongue. Now the party's over and everybody's gone. Oh, Judgment just came out. I left. Hold on. Now the party's over. I tasted on my tongue. I left here with myself and I wonder what went wrong. And now my heart is broken, like the bottles on the floor. Does it really matter, or am I just hung over you? Or am I just hung over you? Even my dirty laundries, everything just smells like you. And now my head is throbbing. Every song is out of tune, just like you. In the dark, I can't fight it till it disappears. But in the daylight, I taste you in my tears. Now the party's over and everyone's gone. I'm left here with myself and I wonder what went wrong. And now my heart is broken like the bottles on the floor. Does it really matter, or am I just hung over you? Now I've got myself looking like a mess. Standing alone here at the end. Tried to pretend. But no. I put up my fight, but this is it this time. 'Cause I'm here at the end. Try to pretend. Here at the end, try to pretend. Now the party's over, everybody's gone. I'm left here with myself and I wonder what went wrong. And now my heart is broken like the bottles on the floor. Does it really matter, or am I just hung over you? And then it goes on again like that until it's done. That was a song that Spirit chose for y'all. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing because Spirit's like, y'all didn't even choose like a cute song for them. I'm like, damn. I was like, I feel like I'm being very kind considering what my ancestors have gone through. So please don't even try me on their points. Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, Spirit, you have a song for Daughter of Plains and John. Something's going on. We have Page Pentacles and the Emperor continue to come out. Anyways, is there a song for Black people? Ew. Okay, so that was a song for white people, just so you know, the hungover song. This was the song for Black people. You're always on my mind. You're always on. I'm doing shuffle. You're always on my mind. On my mind. Boy, I can't seem to get you out my head. Sorry, Spirit. I know I'm being extremely annoying, but I simply can't help it. Hold on. But there's something that about you that makes me smile. Don't change. I like the way you make me feel. Can we take our time and do this for a while? Girl, I never thought I would find someone to love me. Now you're the only one I want in my life. And the special touch you give comes from you only. Guess that's why you're always on my mind. You're always on my mind. Sometimes I find it hard to concentrate because thoughts of us together fill my head. When you're away, it's hard to sleep at night. So my pillow, like my thoughts of you, I hold tight. Girl, I never thought I'd find someone to love me. Now you're the only one I want in my life. And the special touch that you give comes from you only. I guess that's why you're always on my mind. Can't stop thinking about you, thinking about you. Can't stop thinking about you, thinking about you. Okay, this is just a repetitive song. It's a cute song. It's You're Always on My Mind by SWV. Anyways, okay. Oh my god, an hour and a half. Holy. So, Son of Knives with Dem Bones, which is Judgment with the Knight of Swords. Anyways, Spirit, do you want me to post this video? because like this could definitely just be like a personal release type of moment, or it was just like advocating for my ancestors, really trying to speak my mind about. And I really do feel a lot lighter. I'm not gonna lie to you. The garden, that's the world. That's complete success. Oh, you know what? Let's hold on. Oh, there's the Mother of Coins, Queen of Pentacles. I feel like I should release this video. I'm kind of shocked though, because I'm like, Spirit, you really want me to release this video? But hold on. Ooh. Oh my God, there's the Two of Wands again. Oh. Ooh. Spirit told me to release it, y'all. Sorry, I gotta do it. Anyways, plans, partners, and partnership and influence. Spirit told me to release the damn video, so I gotta release the damn video. Yes. So anyways, gotta go. Sending you lots and lots and lots of love. Begin your healing journey. Everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. Here, let me get a loving spirit from message for the white people. Spirit, what is your loving message for white people who need to hear this message and are on this path of awakening and judgment and going through this healing process? What is your loving message that you have? A final message to just give some hope and let them know that everything's going to be fine in the end, you know, after the healing. So, Eight of Pentacles. Okay. Your hard work will pay off. Your hard work will pay off. You just have to do it, you know? Do the work. And it will be okay. And Temperance. Guidance, healing, moderation, balance. Divine timing. Clearly things had to happen this way. Oh, shoot. Nine of Cups. Optimism. Wait, who's the Nine of Cups for? Optimism, vitality. Optimism, joy. I'm trying to say something over for you guys. Sorry. Okay, anyways, okay, anyways, final messages for Black people. Final, should I put these back? Messages for Black people. Final loving message, but you know that did come out a lot. Uh-oh. What the hell? Strength through the deception. Why? Tell them that it's human nature. Why does he do me that way when they say why? Oh, why do I? Tell them that it's human nature. Why? Oh, why does he do me that way? Oh, there's the High Priestess. Use your intuition, you guys. And there's the King of Cups. Yeah. Ooh, and there's the Creator saying no. What does this know about, Spirit? This is for Black people, by the way. I mean, that's what I asked for. What does this know about? I feel like it's setting boundaries, emotional boundaries. Because I feel like a lot of y'all, yeah, and there's that Ace of Cups saying, oops. I said, what does this know about? And there's this Three of Swords coming out. Heartbreak, sorrow, grief. And I almost feel like it's this no to giving in to doing the emotional work for the white people who are going to come and be like, this is really hard for me. I don't know how to do this, you know? And Spirit's like, no, you've already done this work. And they gave us the Ace of Cups. You need to focus on filling your own cup. Do your own self-love. Grieve in your own ways. Three of Swords can also be about grieving. But grieve so that you can move forward. Grieve for your ancestors. Be angry. Be enraged for your ancestors. Be enraged for yourself. Many of us are our ancestors, and we've had our own lifetimes in the experience of the cruelty of white people. I mean, we're living it right now. Yes, justice. Absolutely, Spirit. Fill your own cups. That Ace of Cups. It's all about you. Six of Swords. Moving on. Exploration. And also here's the Strength. But at the bottom was the Ten of Swords. Endings, conclusions, release. Release it all. Okay. I think it's a really great way to end this video. I did not expect this to be so long. I'm really shocked. But, and it went by so quick. It was honestly like a matter of seconds, it feels like. But I feel like we've turned a page. We've turned a page. We're about to have options in love. That's what came to me. Options in love, new beginnings, family, abundance, joy, star energy, miracle energy, movement, release, movement away from the fucking devil, Ace of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, Spirit, stop playing. Stop playing. Oh, and there's the Queen of Cups to match our King of Cups fly. Yeah, but with the Seven of Cups, sometimes too many options are too many options. You know what I mean? So, trust your intuition. High Priestess was one of the first things to come out. Trust your intuition. Do not take on work that does not belong to you. Do not get pulled back into these ancestral traumatic patterns that we've been working generations to fix. Our ancestors are right there with us. They're doing the work with us. We are going to be okay. We simply, hold on, sorry. Yeah. And I asked for the ending song for the people. And I think that this is for, yeah. And we have, first of all, strength falling out, which is also Leo season. So Leo season might be important because that strength continues to come out. Anyways, I'm Still Standing came out. You can never know what it's like. Your blood like a winter freezes just like ice. And there's a cold, lonely light that shines from you. You'll wind up like the wreck you hide behind that mask you use. Whose mask was going off? And did you think this fool could never win? Black people, we got the fool. But did you think this fool could... Oh, yeah, but did you think this fool could never win? Well, look at me, I'm coming back again. I got a taste for love in a simple way. We have the Nine of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, and the High Priestess. I got a taste for love in a simple way. And if you need to know while I'm still standing, you'll just fade away. Knight of Cups. And don't you know, I'm still standing better than I ever did. I'm looking like a true survivor. I'm feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing after all this time. I'm picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Once and ever could hope to win. You're starting down the road and leaving me again. The threats you made were meant to cut me down. And if our love was just a circus, you'd be a clown by now. What did I say? I said, white people, I feel like I'm in a fucking circus with you guys. And don't you know, I'm still standing better than I ever did. I'm looking like a true survivor. Ace of Swords, this is the truth. Feel like a justice. This is the fucking truth. And justice over the fucking Nine of Swords. The worry and the anxiety. This song, I'm Still Standing, is for black people. Yeah, sorry, y'all. This ain't for you. There's the Emperor again. Period. If there's something you need to say no to, say fucking no to it. Because that continues to come out. Anyways, I'm Still Standing came out for us. Thanks, Elton John. And that was the Glee Club. Ooh, y'all. What is this Emperor talking about, Spirit? I feel like something about to happen in Leo season. Oh, it is Leo season. Today's the first day of Leo season. Change. Four of Swords. Rest, recovery, career, King of Swords, Eight of Cups, Two of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune. I split the deck and there's yes. Alright. Seven of Swords. And if you love us, there's the Wheel of Fortune. You'd be a clown by now. I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like black people are on the up and ups. Like, I've got really great energy around this. And here is Bryson Tiller. Keep doing what you're doing. Whatever you're doing, keep doing what you're doing. You gotta keep moving. Gotta keep it moving. Keep doing what you're motherfucking doing. Alright. I've said enough. I've done my job. Face your challenges head on. Face your battles head on. You can do the healing work. You can do the healing work, okay? Just face it. Nine of Wands. You've got the strength. Ask for the support of your spiritual team. Ask for the support of spirit. And I guess your friends. Or maybe you just set boundaries with your friends. You might be having some enablers in your life. This could be anyone. The Tower and the Devil. Ooh, that's for y'all white people. You might have enablers in your life. Your friends and your family. That are, stopping you from really being honest. Maybe your family's not telling you the truth about your history. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. All I know is that you need to really get honest with yourself because it's not good to hold on to stuff like this. It's really, really not. 10 of Swords and Temperance. You guys, just you don't want divine intervention when it comes to things like this. You know what I mean? You want to do this on your own. There's the Eight of Swords. You want to be able to take accountability and take responsibility without the divine having to come in and force you to do so. I'm saying this from a place of love, honestly. You don't want to have to be victim to a tower moment. Yeah. Reclaim your journey of healing. You can do it. You absolutely can do it. I know a lot of incredibly loving and kind white people. Okay? So, don't take this as an attack and now you don't love yourself and you're not worthy of anything. This is simply about healing the past. Harmony with reconciliation with the past. Okay? You've got to do it. We got to talk about it. If we don't talk about it, we can't move on. You can't move on. Black people have been talking about it and we're moving on. Moving on up. I'm still standing better than I ever did. There's the Hierophant. I'm looking like a true survivor. I'm feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing after all this time. I'm picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. There's Death and Rebirth and the Sun and the King of Cups. Okay, anyways, goodbye, 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 goodbye. Sending you all a lot and lots of love. Bye, positive energy. Really,